And now we'll bring up Gervonta "Tank" Davis as
Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous.
The press conference for the rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach took a wild turn, ending in an all-out brawl. Things quickly got out of hand when Davis threw a chair at Roach, turning the event from a war of words into a physical showdown. Although Davis is known for letting his fists do the talking in the ring, this time, he didn't hold back off it either. The chaos didn't start with him, though. Roach sparked the tension, and it escalated when some of his supporters in the crowd joined in. Now, all eyes are on Fight Night to see if the action continues where it left off.
We don't care about none of that. Okay. They never gonna stop nothing over here. He gonna pay for it. I guarantee he paid for it. I guarantee he paid for it. I guarantee it. Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
What did you want to say to him?
He a front runner like everybody else that fought. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay.
So you said he's a front runner just like everyone else you fought?
Showing off for the people that's here. That's all he doing. Showing off for them. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's showing off. He ain't had none of this energy any other time. Now, no, it's not. No, it's.
Things got even more heated at the latest press conference between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach. Before their first fight, Tank had already gotten into a shouting match, but this time, it went further. As Roach stepped in, Davis lost his cool and threw a chair at him. Security had to step in quickly, with several guards needed to keep things from spiraling out of control, especially since some of Roach's supporters looked ready to rush the stage. Roach added fuel to the fire by saying, "I showed the world I can go toe-to-toe with you. Next time, that belt's mine for good." Davis, clearly fed up, shot back, "You talk too much, Lamont. I'm going to shut you up for good." The intense back and forth has only added to the hype, and fans are now more eager than ever to see what happens in the ring.
It's always an electric atmosphere when you step into the ring. And once again, the last time you were in Barclays Center, you broke records. They're anticipating those records to be broken. What happens as Gervonta "Tank" Davis defends his world title again?
Same old, same old. I get the people what they want to see, man. Explosive knockouts and shit like that. That's what come with me. So
the drama didn't end at the press conference. Backstage, Gervonta Davis took things up a notch by confronting Lamont Roach directly. According to reports, Davis pointed at Roach and warned him, "I'm coming for you again. This time, there's no running, no excuses. I'm going to prove who the real champion is." Despite the threat, Roach isn't backing down. He's confident he can outbox Davis and walk away with the lightweight title. The tension between the two was clear as they faced off in front of a packed crowd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. This rematch is especially intense because their first fight ended in a controversial draw, with many fans and analysts questioning the judge's decision. Davis's team was frustrated with the result, while Roach's camp believes he should have been declared the winner. Now, both fighters are coming in with something to prove, and it's personal.
You know, when the niggas, when they start talking, when the people that I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'ma beat his ass when y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet. Not at all. Never. Nothing.
The controversy from their first fight has only added more excitement to the rematch. Originally set for June 21st, the bout has now been pushed to late summer or early fall, giving Gervonta Davis extra time to prepare. Even with the delay, both fighters are training hard for what's shaping up to be a major showdown, one that's not just about the lightweight title, but also pride and legacy. The intense press conference has fans buzzing. Many are fired up by the energy surrounding the fight, though not everyone is impressed by how things have played out. One fan put it bluntly, "What stood out to me is that Gervonta Davis may have finally met his match. He's run out of mind games, and now it's turned to violence. It's embarrassing for the sport."
It's me and you, folks. like this, they gonna trick you off this back. They gonna trick you off this back, so we don't worry about that.
So you said, what round would you ideally like to get him out of there?
Man, everybody won the first round.
Fans are loving the build-up between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis, calling it one of the most exciting boxing rivalries of the year. The press conference was full of tension, and the energy has only added to the hype around their upcoming rematch. One fan shared, "I'm loving this drama, it's got Fight of the Year written all over it. That press conference was intense, and I'm definitely watching the rematch." Another fan added, "This is going to be an all-out war. Davis needs to make a statement after that close call in their first fight. I'm pumped to see how they go at it. I'm rooting for Lamont this time." But not everyone's on Roach's side. A third fan wrote, "Gervonta's going to shut him down. Roach thinks he can outbox Tank, but he's in for a surprise. Davis has unmatched power, and he's about to remind everyone why he's the champ. Roach has some skill, sure, but he can't handle Tank's intensity."
But shit, I'm trying to knock anybody out. I don't care if it was him, if it was anybody else. I'm trying to knock everybody out.
Hey, we're gonna knock him out the first round.
You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Come on, bro. Come on. Everybody in this room right now know what's going on. Come on, stop. Stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it hard for him.
Another fan chimed in, saying, "Lamont Roach Jr. is a beast. He pushed Davis to the limit last time, and I believe he can do it again. His speed and movement are going to cause real problems for Davis. People are sleeping on Roach, but he's about to prove he's the better fighter." Now, the stage is set for an unforgettable battle between two hungry, talented fighters. Davis brings knockout power, while Roach relies on speed and skill. With both men determined to prove themselves, this rematch promises fireworks, and only one will walk away with the title. As Davis and Roach keep trading jabs outside the ring, fans are left wondering, who will come out on top? Adding to the excitement, Frank Martin, Davis's last opponent, just made a bold comment about who he thinks will win. And it's already stirring up even more buzz around the fight.
Everyone would want to compete with Roach, but what did you think about that fight? Like, did you think it was competitive?
Yeah, I think it was competitive. I feel like with them having I feel like the relationship that they got or they had, you know, as far as coming up together and kind of knowing the same people, working with the same people, it kind of was more of the fight was more of like I feel like so Roach came out and fought his.
It's no surprise Frank Martin had something to say about Gervonta Davis's lackluster showing against Lamont Roach. After all, Martin faced Davis himself back in June 2024, and he didn't get the same version of Tank that Roach did. In that fight, Martin had a strong start, landing solid shots during the first 3 rounds while Davis took his usual time to warm up. But once Davis got going, everything changed. He started stalking Martin around the ring with relentless pressure, cutting off space and trapping him in the corners. By the 8th round, Davis landed a brutal left uppercut that Martin never saw coming. It left him stunned, barely standing, and clearly out of it. Moments later, another clean left hand dropped Martin to the canvas, ending the fight for good.
Best fight they could possibly fight, right? Against Tank. He came out with his A game, boom. And I feel like Tank came in that fight not underestimating Roach, but more like we got history. I know what he liked, basically, but Roach is gonna automatically have more of a little spark because he tried to get that spot. And Tank probably just like, I know you. I'm gonna do what I want to do to you. I'm gonna do what I've done to you. Because I know they fought prior. The fights might have been close or whatever, but
Gervonta Davis faced a much tougher challenge against Lamont Roach this past March. Roach held his ground, countered effectively, and even put pressure on Davis at times. The fight ended in a draw, though many fans felt Roach had done enough to win. Frank Martin recently spoke with Ron Goodall of Fight Hype and shared his take on why the fight was so close. He believes Davis didn't perform at his best, while Roach had the best night of his career. Roach came in ready, Martin said. He fought at the highest level he could. But I don't think Tank was giving it his all. He looked too relaxed, like he wasn't really pushing himself to finish the fight. Maybe he thought it would be easier than it turned out to be.
I feel like Tank fought that fight not like fully like trying to get off. I don't feel like, like he fought it more relaxed and chill instead of, really trying to get him up out of there. I think that he thought the fight may have been easier than what it was. And you know, Roach did his thing. He took advantage of that. And shit, the fight came to a draw. But I think the rematch, honestly,
One of the biggest controversies in the Davis vs. Roach fight happened in round 9. After taking a jab to the face, Gervonta Davis unexpectedly dropped to one knee and quickly rushed to his corner. His trainer wiped his face with a towel, and after the fight, Davis explained that hair grease had gotten into his eyes and was causing a burning sensation. Referee Steve Willis began a standard count since Davis had taken a knee, but he didn't rule it a knockdown or penalize Davis for receiving help from his corner during the round. Frank Martin didn't hold back when talking to reporter Ron Goodall. He felt Davis was given special treatment. "It was a close fight," Martin said. "I think a draw was fair, but when he took that knee, it just shows you. Tank knows they're going to favor the guy who brings in the money."
good fight still, but I think Tank may get him up out of there this fight. And even with the knockdown and all that stuff too. I know you probably was gonna ask me about that. It was a close ass fight. It was a close ass fight. I feel like the draw was cool. But with him taking the knee, like I say, Tank. You know, like they gonna give it to their man. They gonna give it to the guy with the bringing it on.